Charlamagne is back and it's got everyone talking. For those of you who've been saying, oh, Charlamagne's not edgy anymore, or he's just pandering now, well, brace yourselves. It seems we just got a glimpse of the 2014 Charlamagne in full effect. And trust me, this one's wild. So, before you start typing away in the comments, watch the whole video, because we're diving deep into this one. Drake's 2 lawsuits against Universal Music Group, UMG. One claims UMG used bots and shady tactics to boost Kendrick Lamar's music, and the other accuses UMG of defamation for not shutting down a Kendrick track that allegedly labeled Drake a certified pedophile. Now, here's the thing. When I saw this, I couldn't believe it. If you're a true hip-hop fan, you know this just isn't how things are done. Rap battles are about skill, bars, and wit. If you lose, you take that L and keep it moving, but running to the courtroom. That's corny. And what's even wilder, some Drake fans are out here defending this move. I get it. Y'all love Drake. But have we forgotten the unspoken rules of engagement in hip-hop? Charlamagne wasn't having it either. He gave Drake the infamous donkey of the day for the lawsuit, calling him out for this weak play. But he didn't stop there. He also threw some shade at Rory from the Rory and Mal podcast for defending Drake. And let's just say, Charlamagne didn't hold back.
Donkey of the day for Monday, December 2nd goes to Aubrey Drake Graham. We was on vacation all last week, so I didn't get the opportunity to properly give Drake the credit he deserves for being stupid. But if you haven't y'all back in May on my Brilliant Idiots podcast, I might have even said it here on Breakfast Club. I don't remember. But I told y'all Drake was going to file a lawsuit. I told you Drake was going to sue. He is a multi-billion-dollar entity. No multi-billion-dollar entity is going to allow you to call him a pedophile or a sex offender and not take some sort of legal action. But here's the thing. The person who has the real defamation case in this situation is Kendrick's woman. Because Drake not only said Kendrick was beating on her, he said that Dave Free, Kendrick's business partner and friend, was the real father to one of Kendrick's kids. So if you're going to accuse somebody of defamation, you must first make sure you too aren't guilty of defamation. Okay, Drake saying that Kendrick defamed him is indeed the pot calling the kettle beige, but that's not even why I'm giving him donkey of the day. Okay, I'm giving him donkey of the day because Drake is proving without a shadow of a doubt that he simply doesn't understand culture. I used to debate with my man Glasses Malone. Drop on a clue bomb for Glasses Malone. You can listen to his No Ceilings podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network. I used to debate with Glasses when he would say things like, Drake isn't hip hop. He would say Drake is not culture. Glasses would actually say Drake is Madonna. He's pop. He's manufactured. And you know, after this lawsuit, I have to say, I agree. Because Drake doesn't understand how any of this works. Number one, Not Like Us was very popular. Okay, it's still very popular. It was an instant smash. All right, Not Like Us isn't just a hit record. It's a rare cultural phenomenon. Records like that don't come along too often. Records like that can't be programmed. I don't care how much money you spend at radio or on playlists, whatever it is. When something is a cultural phenomenon, you can't buy that. Okay, you can't buy culture, Drake. Not Like Us was a cultural identifier for a whole culture. That's what Drake doesn't understand, because Drake is absolutely one of the biggest artists in the world. Okay, he has a cult-like following. Not just a cult-like following, he has some of the most loyal D-Riders on the planet. In fact, drop on the clue bombs for Drake's D-Riders. There are people amongst us who sit on Drake's penis the way Drake was sitting on the CN Tower on the Views album cover. Okay? But even with Drake's huge fan base, don't think for 1 second, whatever the label UMG was doing to promote, Not Like Us, they were doing the same thing for you your whole career. Okay? If one of those diss records you put out would have taken off and been a cultural phenomenon like Not Like Us, the record label would have pushed that too. How would you be clowning Kendrick right now if Kendrick said, UMG, you didn't have to let Drake put that record out accusing me of beating my lady. You didn't have to let Drake put that record out saying my child isn't really mine. I'm trying to get you to see why you look like a complete and total sucker, Drake. Okay, not to mention, once again, you are a huge artist, but don't believe your own hype too much, because those same tricks you are accusing UMG of doing for Not Like Us, they have done for you your whole career. There was a time when Drake was on the cover of every playlist on the browser page of Spotify. Okay, they did it with Apple too. I think it was called Scorpion Season or something like that. He took over multiple playlists on the same day. All I'm saying, Aubrey, is stop acting like you haven't been the beneficiary of record label technology. Okay, you being a hoe simply because you lost. Simply because Kendrick Lamar kicked you. Lyrically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And anybody acting like this is anything more than Drake's feelings being hurt, you are too. OV ho to be exact. Okay? He's fighting the same war that Michael Jackson fought. Drake is taking a stand for the art and the artists. People who are running with that narrative would hold Drake's penis while he pees and shake it for him when he's finished. Okay, Drake has been handling this terribly since Not Like Us dropped. And please, let's keep this in mind. Drake, you're in this position because you tapped out. Okay, you chose to tap out after you heard Not Like Us. It was too much for you because you didn't have to tap out after the Hard Part 6. You could have went in the studio and gave us a bop. You the bop guy. You could have got with some ghostwriters, went in the studio and wrote a hit to combat Not Like Us, but you chose not to. You tapped out. Kendrick won. And he told you to squabble up, not lawyer up, but you chose to get the lawyers because you lost the squabble.
This lawsuit, it's not about protecting the rap game or standing up for industry ethics. Let's be real. Drake isn't sacrificing his career for the well-being of the culture. This is personal. Think about it. Ever since his fallout with American rappers, Drake's been keeping his distance. He doesn't trust them, doesn't vibe with them. So now we're supposed to believe he's going to bat for the industry as a whole? Nah, I'm not buying it. And let's flip the script. Imagine if Kendrick had lost and pulled the same move. You think he wouldn't catch heat for it? Of course he would. Nobody in hip-hop gets a free pass no matter how big their name is. Here's the hard truth. Most of these rappers don't care about anyone but themselves. Kendrick himself said it on his GNX album, "I'll cut my granny off if she don't see how I see it." That's the level of self-interest we're dealing with here. So yeah, Drake fans, I get it. You'll ride for your guy no matter what. That loyalty, I respect it. But for the rest of us who live and breathe this culture, we know this lawsuit is a weak move. At the end of the day, this is bigger than Drake or Kendrick. It's about what hip-hop stands for. Raw talent, respect for the craft, and handling your battles like a pro. When you drag it into the courtroom, you're tarnishing the very essence of what makes this culture so powerful. So what do you think? Was Charlamagne spot on with his donkey of the day call? And how do you feel about him calling out Rory? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this conversation is far from over. Oh, and before you go, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Stay real, stay loud, and keep it hip-hop.